There's a hierarchy in every room, whether you see it or not. The powerful aren't watching everyone. They're watching the few who stand out and the many who disappear the moment they walk in. Not because they're quiet, not because they're humble, but because they radiate habits that scream one thing: irrelevance. Machiavelli didn't write for the masses. He wrote for the rulers, the ones who understood that visibility isn't about being loud. It's about being felt. And when you carry these 13 habits, you don't just get ignored. You become invisible to power, to opportunity, to respect. It starts with the first habit. You enter rooms with your energy pointed inward. When a powerful person enters a room, their awareness expands. They scan, they assess, they dominate silently. But when a weak man walks in, he collapses inward. His body language shrinks, his energy retreats, his eyes search the ground instead of claiming space. To the powerful, this person doesn't exist, not even worth evaluating. Because if you don't value your own presence, why should anyone else? Appearances are the weapons of influence. Disappear, and your enemies need not destroy you. You've done it yourself. Walking into a room is your first test. Your shoulders should lead, your eyes should scan deliberately, and your energy should project out, not in. Don't wait to be noticed. Move like you expect to be. The second habit is speaking with apology in your tone. Even when your words are strong, your tone gives you away. The rising intonation, the soft trailing off, the excessive like, and sorry. It doesn't matter what you say if it sounds like you're seeking permission to speak. Powerful people will tune you out within seconds. You think you're being polite, but what they hear is, "I don't believe what I'm saying. I'm asking for approval." To Machiavelli, speech was a weapon, measured, intentional, controlled. Not desperate, not shaky, and never performed for consensus. Train your tone to be flat, calm, and final. Speak in low, slow rhythms, with less words and more weight. Let silence carry your confidence. Never fill the space just to be heard, because the moment you stop sounding unsure, people start leaning in. The third habit is laughing too easily. Laughter is a social signal. It says, "I agree, I'm harmless, I'm here for comfort." But as Machiavelli would have warned, the one who laughs first gives the power away, especially when it's not even funny, when it's nervous, or when you're laughing at something that subtly mocks you. Powerful people test you by tone. They say something risky, sarcastic, borderline rude, and then they wait, not to see if you're offended, but to see if you'll laugh to stay in their good graces. The moment you do, they've marked you. You'll never be seen as equal again. Don't laugh to belong. If something is disrespectful, don't smirk, go silent. Hold tension in the air. Let them feel your stillness. Because when they don't know how to read you, they don't know how to control you. And that is power. The fourth habit is over-explaining simple things. You're asked a question, you answer, and then keep going, adding backstory, disclaimers, softeners, and examples. Not because it's needed, but because you feel the need to justify your right to speak. This habit makes you invisible because it reeks of insecurity. Powerful people don't have the time or patience for people who narrate their thoughts like a podcast no one asked for. You think, if I just explain it clearly enough, they'll understand me. But they think, if he needs this many words, he's not worth listening to. As Machiavelli would say, the more you explain, the more control you hand over. Let your words be few and final. Answer, then stop. Let silence carry the rest. Speak like your time is expensive. Let them ask if they want more. Never assume they do. Because when you speak less, your words gain weight. When you speak too much, your value dissolves in the noise. These aren't random quirks. They are invisible disqualifiers. The subconscious cues that tell powerful people, this one's not ready. This one doesn't believe in himself. This one can be ignored without consequence. And here's what no one tells you. You don't get second chances with power. By the time you've corrected the mistake, the room has already moved on. Machiavelli understood that every environment is a battlefield, not with swords, but with posture, tone, presence, and silence. And if you fail to weaponize those things, you'll be dismissed before your words are even processed. But we're not done. There are more habits, each one sharper than the last, each one responsible for why you've been overlooked, underestimated, and forgotten in rooms that could have changed your life. You weren't rejected. You were invisible, and it was your habits that made it so. You weren't born invisible. You trained yourself to become that way. Every suppressed opinion, every swallowed instinct, every time you nodded when you should have walked away, you were carving yourself into someone forgettable. Powerful people aren't blind, they simply filter. They scan the room and unconsciously eliminate those who carry the scent of compliance, apology, or unclaimed identity. They don't do it to be cruel. They do it because time is limited, and power only moves toward other power. The fifth habit is waiting to be included. You sit at the table, but you don't speak unless spoken to. You linger on the edge of conversations, hoping someone will invite you in. You wait to be given permission, socially, professionally, emotionally. This is the death of presence because it broadcasts the one thing Machiavelli warned against: dependence on others for validation. When you wait to be included, you make it known, "I'm not sure I belong here. Can someone else decide for me?" Powerful people never wait. They insert themselves, not arrogantly, but decisively, because they understand one thing. Value doesn't knock, it walks in. Don't ask, "Is it my turn?" Take the turn, steer the moment, add value fast, then go silent. Let your contribution echo. The ones who hesitate are forgotten. The ones who speak once with weight are remembered. The sixth habit is apologizing for your standards. You have preferences, limits, and non-negotiables. But the moment someone questions them, you soften, you explain, you backtrack. Whether it's about how you spend your time, who you date, or what you tolerate, you treat your boundaries like something that needs defending. And the moment you do that, you lose all gravity. Machiavelli understood that standards are not about morality. They're about power calibration. If you apologize for your standards, you make them seem arbitrary. If you stand by them silently, you make them sacred. Say no without flinching. Decline without a backstory. Walk away without signaling pain. When your standards are delivered without explanation, they become law, and law commands respect, not permission. The seventh habit is overusing praise. You think compliments build connection, but overuse them and they become currency with no value. You say things like, "Nice job," or "Wow, that's amazing," to keep conversations smooth, to show warmth, to align yourself. But Machiavelli would tell you this: praise, when given too freely, loses its weight and signals the desire to belong, not the strength to lead. When you flood them with flattery, powerful people see someone who is trying to be liked, which means they need them, which means they can be controlled. Withhold praise until it costs something. Deliver it like a reward, not a reflex. Make it specific, rare, and slightly delayed. When you speak admiration with discipline, it stops being noise. It becomes a signal, and the powerful listen to signals, not validation. The eighth habit is mirroring too much. You match their tone, their slang, their laugh, their rhythm. You subtly adjust yourself to fit them. You think you're building rapport, but what you're building is invisibility. Because the more you reflect someone else, the more you blur your own edges. And the moment your identity becomes fluid, they stop seeing you as an equal. To the powerful, unconscious mirroring screams desperation. It says, "I'll become whatever you need me to be. Just don't exclude me." And that's when they stop respecting you, because they know you'd rather be accepted than be seen. Keep your natural tone, even if it clashes. Don't match volume or mirror body language just to smooth things out. Let there be tension. You don't need to dissolve it, because only people with nothing to prove stay solid in the presence of difference. And that solidity creates curiosity. The ninth habit is always showing gratitude first. Yes, gratitude is powerful, but like any powerful thing, timing is everything. If you thank someone before establishing your own presence, you look like a subordinate. Phrases like, "Thank you for your time," or "Thanks for having me," sound polite, but Machiavelli would see them as a silent confession. I believe this interaction benefits me more than it benefits you. That single power imbalance makes you smaller, even if you're talented, valuable, or brilliant. Delay gratitude. Establish presence first. Speak with parity before praise. Let the interaction reveal mutual benefit before expressing deference. Because when you walk into a room thanking someone for letting you be there, you reinforce the lie that you didn't belong. And power doesn't respect what crawled to get in. It respects what walked in with its head up. These habits don't scream weakness, they whisper it. And those whispers are louder to the powerful than any shout. They don't need to analyze you. They feel the signals, and when those signals tell them this one bends, this one shrinks, this one mirrors, you vanish from their field of attention. They don't hate you, they don't judge you, they simply don't notice you. And that's worse, because when power forgets you, so does opportunity, so does influence, so does the world. But when you kill these habits, something changes. The air around you thickens. People pause before speaking to you. They ask you questions differently. They correct their tone without being asked. Not because you demanded respect, but because you removed every habit that made you ignorable. What's left is presence. And presence is what the powerful cannot afford to overlook. You don't become visible to powerful people by trying to be seen. You become visible by becoming undeniable. Most people beg for attention. They perform. They soften. They seek approval with every movement, every phrase, every nervous smile. They think visibility is something to ask for. Machiavelli knew the truth. Visibility is claimed, not granted. And the moment you drop the behaviors that dilute your presence, the world begins to react. Not because you got louder, but because you stopped signaling weakness. The final 4 habits dig deepest into your identity. They are core leaks, the kind that define whether you're taken seriously or erased. The 10th habit is constantly seeking emotional safety in conversation. You enter a room and immediately look for friendly eyes. You read everyone's tone before speaking, measure their facial reactions to every word, and adjust mid-sentence, softening your opinions or walking back your honesty. You do this because deep down you want everything to stay smooth. You're addicted to emotional safety. But here's the Machiavellian reality. He who fears conflict will always serve the one who doesn't. Real power creates tension without blinking. They enter spaces and say things that unsettle. They ask questions that challenge. They allow discomfort to hang in the air because they are not dependent on emotional smoothness. When you are constantly trying to keep things nice, you become a social janitor, cleaning up the mess at the cost of your own presence. Let people feel uncomfortable around you. Let your words land heavy. Let silence stretch. Let the moment breathe, even if it burns a little. Because when you show no fear of emotional chaos, people instinctively begin to respect you. Not because they like you, but because they can't move you. And that's the beginning of influence. The 11th habit is avoiding taking up physical space. You sit with your legs crossed, shoulders inward. You minimize hand gestures and shrink into the corner. This isn't humility. It's submission through posture. It's your body saying, "I'm not a threat. Don't mind me." Machiavelli believed that every room is an arena, and in every arena your body speaks before your words ever arrive. The powerful see that guy in the corner with the perfect opinions and no spatial presence as irrelevant. Because if your body doesn't claim the environment, your words will never matter. Sit like you belong. Unfold your arms. Keep your chin parallel and shoulders squared. Don't flinch when eyes turn to you. Let attention rest on you like it's natural. The body trains the mind, and when your posture commands presence, your energy begins to match. You're no longer in the room. You're anchoring it. The 12th habit is over-identifying with good intentions. This one's brutal because most people are convinced their good intentions will carry them. They think, I didn't mean to sound weak, I meant well. But power doesn't care what you meant. It only responds to what you signal. Over-identifying with your good heart creates a blind spot. You assume others should see your depth, your potential, your kindness. But Machiavelli would laugh. Goodness without perception is useless. Intentions are silent. Signals are everything. Powerful people don't decode your soul. They respond to behavior. If you come off as needy or apologetic, they don't go hunting for the reason. They just decide you're not sharp enough, not present enough, not ready. Stop thinking you'll be rewarded for what you meant. Start owning how you come across. Adjust your behavior, not just your intentions. Because the ones who rise are not the kindest. They're the ones whose presence commands perception. The 13th and deepest flaw of all is treating influence like something to be earned. You believe that influence must be earned first, that you must prove yourself, wait your turn, serve long enough, and be liked enough. And then, maybe, you'll be taken seriously. But Machiavelli would tell you this: influence is never earned, it is assumed. And if assumed with enough conviction, it becomes real. Those who carry power walk into new rooms with the unshakable posture of someone who is already someone. You just haven't realized it yet. Not arrogant, not loud, just anchored. They don't ask for attention. They don't wait for credit. They move like the room should adjust to them, not the other way around. Stop thinking your work speaks for itself. It doesn't. Stop waiting for approval to act like you matter. Start moving like someone who knows the spotlight is inevitable. When you treat influence like something to be claimed, you become the kind of person others start watching before they know why. And that is when you become visible. Not because you fought for it, but because your existence could no longer be ignored. You've now seen the full picture, 13 subtle habits, each one quietly erasing you from the minds of those who could elevate, empower, or open doors. The tragedy is you've probably carried these habits for years, not because you're weak, but because no one ever told you they were invisible armor with holes in it. But now you know. You can't unsee it. You can't unknow what your smile, tone, posture, and reactions are saying when you think you're being polite or blending in for safety. You're not blending. You're fading. And the room doesn't care. Unless you stop hiding in humility, stop leaking insecurity through manners, and stop shrinking yourself in the name of peace. When you drop these habits, something happens. You don't just enter the room registers you. And when it does, power starts shifting. Eyes start adjusting. Because suddenly there's a presence they can't ignore. A man who carries no apology, no softness, no hesitation. Only weight, only stillness, only signal. And in Machiavelli's world, that's how kings are made. You were never meant to be invisible. But the world teaches invisibility early. Don't be too loud. Don't make others uncomfortable. Be nice, be patient, wait your turn. So you complied, you softened your presence, you dulled your tone. You made your power easier to digest until even you forgot it was there. But Machiavelli would call this what it truly is: self-erasure. Not humility, not nobility, but a slow and subtle death of presence. The powerful were taught differently. or they unlearned what the world taught them. They realized that presence is not earned by years of loyalty, or by silently doing good work, or by waiting for someone to tap them on the shoulder and say, "Now it's your time." They understood something most people never will. Visibility is not given to the best, it is taken by the bold. And that kind of boldness doesn't shout, it doesn't perform, it doesn't fake, it stands, still, certain, unapologetically solid in its own identity. Now look back at all 13 habits. Every single one was a micro-surrender. A gesture, a word, a movement that said, "I don't trust my value, so I'll cushion it. I'll explain it. I'll adjust it." But that era ends now. This isn't about becoming arrogant. It's about becoming undeniable. You want to be seen by powerful people. You want to command respect in every room. You want opportunity to find you without chasing. Then you must begin the full erasure of these 13 habits, from your posture, from your tone, from your instinctive reactions, and replace them with edge, with weight, with presence so sharp it makes people second-guess how they speak to you. Here's what that looks like. You walk into a room, not fast, not slow, but with the energy of a man who's not looking for anything. You speak when you decide to, not when invited. You let your sentences end in silence, not questions. You don't seek warmth, you radiate gravity. You don't mirror, you anchor. You don't rush to fill the gaps, you let the silence test them. And when someone tries to size you up, whether through sarcasm, condescension, or playful challenge, you don't get defensive. You don't laugh nervously. You don't adjust. You just look at them. Calm, cold, composed, as if to say, "You can't categorize me. You don't know what I'll tolerate. You don't know what I'm capable of." And that uncertainty is the only thing keeping you safe, because that's what visibility to the powerful really is. Not approval, not praise, not validation. It's volatility, the feeling that if they ignore you, they might regret it, that if they underestimate you, they could be wrong, very wrong. And so they watch, they hesitate, they ask what you think, they give you space, they listen longer than they should, they study your reactions, not because you forced them to, but because you left no other option. So from this moment on, never again believe that politeness is your currency. It's presence, and presence is built by subtraction. You subtract apology, you subtract explanation, you subtract approval-seeking, you subtract softness that hasn't been earned. What remains? The real you, undeniable, unshakable, unignorable. Because once these habits are gone, there is no more dilution, no more camouflage, only signal, only force, only the silent gravity of someone who doesn't perform power. He simply is power, and when that's who you become, even the most powerful in the room will feel it. Because you're no longer just in the room, you've become the center of it, without even trying. Exactly as Machiavelli would have wanted.